When you have a company like mine, which is a company of 50 trained classical dancers, you have a kind of a duty to bring them into the reality of the world today. So working on those old ballets that everybody knows, it's very important to try to reconnect them to the contemporaneity. And for me, what was essential is to see how we could project this story with it. It's a very simple story, but that goes through the age. And how can we connect that to the reality of today? And I thought that it was interesting to imagine that what was in the 19th century considered as an automat could be probably in the 21st century considered as a real artificial intelligence used for a human being. And what will be the difference? And in the traditional Coppelia, the Moped doesn't really exist. She just appeared at 1 second. And then I thought it will be interesting to actually create a new relation to that Moped, knowing that today an automat can do much more than what they used to do. And it was the idea of combining pushing the story into a new world in the aesthetic that really brings you into probably in the future, giving a kind of a very cold world where probably all the feelings are somehow gone. There is something that is a little bit aseptic into the story, and to try to reveal through that the beauty of love, because I do believe that whatever the artificial intelligence will do on us, we should believe that human beings will always be able to fight against this kind of very dangerous new situation. And what will make the difference probably is this relation to love. Even if that young boy can fall in love with an artificial person, at the end, it finishes with the reality that he has to go back to what is really human, to it really himself. So I think it's a way of keeping update traditional or classical ballet, but knowing that it's not possible to keep them like they used to be, and that we have a duty to bring them into the reality of the world today. What's very important in this ballet, it's the music, because the music, that was the main question for me. The original music from the Lib, I found is very dusty. And but I knew that it was in the brain of a lot of people. Everybody has heard one day a little part of that music when he was a child or something. So I used the artificial intelligence first for the music. All the music you're going to hear is been redo completely with only artificial instrument. It sounds sometimes like a real orchestra, but it's never a real orchestra. Everything is rewrote by my brother. There is some part that has been created because I wanted to do a music that was close from movie music, so that you can really create an emotion that is sticking to the idea of the choreography. There is about like 35 dancers in the ballet. The company is a company done with people coming from all around the world. There is like 25 different nationalities in the company. And it's also why I recreate this kind of ballet. If I will have a company that will have a group of people with the same school, the same way of moving, I could probably do something traditional. But when you have people coming from all around the world, being so different, you've got to create something that connect to their real specificity. So it's a very interesting group of people that have in common the love of this classical technique, but in common also the sense of the necessity of changing a little bit the things, otherwise we might die. For the scenery, it's a wonderful young lady. She's 30 years old, called Aimée Moreni. It was the first time she was doing something, and she's very talented because she could create and the spacing with the set that is very, very interesting, and also in the costume, giving something that can really brings you into a kind of other world where you realize that the reality you see on stage is impossible, but it's credible. And I was very happy to experiment that with her, because between the music and the set and the lighting, there is, I think, like always in my performance, something that makes it coherent, where you cannot take one of the things away. They are all together, because being a choreographer, it's to share with other people. Otherwise, it's not interesting to do that job.